Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Welcome to Business Innovators Radio. It's me, Luana Ribeira, and with me today, I have got an awesome guest, Marianna Penna, founder of Wow Women of Worth, human personal brand strategist, and partner at Lex and Fiscal. Welcome, Marianna.
Thank you, Luana. Good morning, everybody. Hi.
I am really happy to have you on today. What I would love to know from you, first of all, so you help people to build visibility, and everyone seems visible now, but yet so many people feel like they're not being heard, like they're not cutting through the noise. What's going on there?
No, Luana, you are absolutely right. There's so much out there, which is great because there are so many opportunities for people to show up. But as you said, nobody really can be heard. And that is really my mission at WOW, because I know that there are so many women out there with something special they do, but they can't break through. And in my opinion, what is going on is the fact that we try to copy and paste actually what is successful or what we think is successful. What I mean by that, people that they are on social media, that they are following, they have comments, views, and so on. And they think that they are the successful ones, but how many of them are really making money? And how many people are really authentic? That is what I think is going on, is the lack of authenticity, not because they are not saying the truth, but are someone that are trying to be out there to be successful for what is commercial, what is actually selling. But what is really selling is not the story selling, is the storytelling. The thing that is making you stand it out for who you really are and your authentic self.
Oh, I completely agree with that. And what do you think is stopping people from really showing up as their authentic selves? Do you think it's insecurity? Do you think it's looking at other people and thinking assuming that they're higher up, so they need to do the same as them? What's going on emotionally?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of going on. There are, I talk especially about women because that is where I'm focusing on with WOW. The point is that, there are women above 45, 50, they're starting, having the feel that they are not on the market, as when you are younger. What I mean by that, being on the market, is the fact that they're looking older, maybe they are boomers, the way they approach, and the younger generation, they found the conversation sometimes too static. So the point is that they try, the women that they are on social media above 45, they feel that in that sense they are not on the market, they are outdated. And they are scared of the judgment. And sometimes it's not only the third party judgment, it's our own standards. So we stopping ourselves from our own self-judgment. And this insecurity is mainly because we want to please everybody. We want to make sure that everybody likes us. But as you know, it can happen. So the reason why I think that is stopping everybody, or the majority of women above 45 to show up as they are, is because they think that if they don't have enough likes, that is meaning that their self-worth is very low. And the women instead, I have seen women are 70 when they have nothing to lose in their opinion, say, I have my life. You know what? I show up as I am. And actually they are the most successful ones. So I think aging at a point is, I think after 55, there are women that say, you know what? I don't care. I am who I am. I mean, I respect, but this is my space. I want to own it and be myself. And that is where basically is playing the big game, the authenticity. That is when people own who they are and say, I don't mind if you are, you don't like me, but that it becomes authenticity, the filter that is attracting the right people and right audience. And when you own who you are, all these haters or comments, better comments, you don't care anymore. And that is the freedom. Authenticity is freedom.
Oh, and everything changes from that point, doesn't
Absolutely.
it? Isn't it completely mad how women in particular have been conditioned like that? So what would you say to somebody then who wants to show up and they're maybe afraid of like being able to fully express and be themselves and say what they really want to say? What would you say to them?
Well, actually, that is very easy to say. You need to be authentic in the sense that you say, you need to be who you are, blah, blah, blah. But I think being always who you are, if you are considering as something that, you know what, if you don't like me, doesn't bother me because this is what I am. That is not authenticity. I mean, it's good saying that this is me and I like this is my truth, but authenticity doesn't mean be static. I think authenticity is a starting point, and the farther you go, the closer you get to yourself. That means that authenticity, it doesn't mean this is me, I don't care what others say. No, this is me. I explore myself. I need to go a little bit further because knowing who you are is helping you, is your asset. You can go everywhere with yourself and you can go back home to yourself all the time if you get lost. But the authenticity is what is helping you to go further. And when I said is getting you get closer to you, that means that you can become richer, you can be go geographically somewhere else, you have your family, you grow, and that authenticity is helping, being always aligned with who you really are, is helping you to have all these experiences and eventually is helping you to express always yourself. That's why I'm saying the farther you go, the closer you get to yourself. But as you said, how you get there, it is not a pill. It's not something that you take overnight and tomorrow I am authentic. I see, and the way I help women is through a framework, the anagram of WOW, within, outside, with. It's a journey. So the within is a journey within yourself. You say, how to get to know who I am. Within, the way I help them through the framework, understand who your values are, what are your foundations, what are the boundaries you are not getting people go through. That is really the within moment. And then there is the outside, which is how you align your style, the expression of who you are. So, I mean, personal branding, like, the way you dress, your tone of voice, everything has to be aligned with what you got within, which is the first step. And these two phases are aligning to the with, which is the W, or the second W of WOW, which means with. That means that once you know who you are, the within, you express it outside, you are attracting the right people, the with. And then the authenticity becomes the filter that is helping you to find the way to attract the right people. And especially for women in business, that sometimes we waste so much time, with the wrong leads, people that are around us, they take our energy. But when you're authentic, you're actually attracting like a magnet, someone else that is aligned with you. That's the way I try to help my women.
Oh, yes. I love that. So what kind of results have your clients had? Like, can you give some examples of the transformations that they've had as they've gone through that process?
Honest, I have two examples. One of which is an Italian one, and she's from Naples, and she was like we were discussing before. No, I can't talk over the camera because people expect me to talk in a way. I am who I am. Also on social media, I don't want to show up like one that is on social media with the dance and stuff like that. Has been so hard. She was so stubborn, thinking that building a personal brand is all about be cool on social media and so on. Through the work has been now as my client for 5 years, she is now the most confident person. She didn't like to, she didn't want to dress up in a way, but not because I wanted, because in her mind, building a personal brand is all about style and the way you show up with your style, a personal style, and then what you wear. But she started to consider that the personal brand that is an inner work before you are going to have a style, because let's face it, it's not what you wear makes you worth. It's not what you say that makes you brilliant. It's actually what you have inside. And that's why, to me, that authenticity is the gem that is like any gem has to be crafted. So the work I've been doing with my clients, the Italian clients, it was actually understanding what was blocking her, what were her values. She felt is different. She was different from other women. Fine. Tell us what is making you different, or what you feel that should be different in your own world. And then we start in the conversation about the messaging, and the messaging has been the first gem where we've been building her personal brand. And now she's, flowing, and she's wearing the blazer with the felpa, the sneakers. So she's really owning who she is.
I love that so much. And that's the kind of thing that doesn't just impact their business, does it? It goes far beyond that.
You're right. Because it's a standing point where when you own your message, it's clear, because the clarity is really the key. As you said, we are bombarded out there with messaging, with all opportunities, and we get lost because there's so much. Why so? Because when we start looking at what is out there, is where the mess is about. When we return home with ourselves, in the sense that, okay, out there is important to understand what's happening out there. Don't get me wrong, absolutely important, especially for your business. But if you are at the mercy of what's happening out there, you confusing yourself, you're confusing your target audience. And instead, before you go out there, you say, okay, this is my assets. What I'm building is what I already have. So I need to start from my resources before I go out there. And this is exactly what I say to my clients. No point going out there doing what others do, because you are never winning this battle. You need to own your resources, your strengths, but even your limitations, starting from there, package it there, saying packaging and deliver the message which is aligned with yourself, and then you will see the results, as you said, beyond the business. Because at the end of the day, it's not, especially for women, money are important, because we need money to not only survive but thrive, but it's not the main thing. We as women love connection, and our marketing is more about relationship than transaction. And that's why I think what women need really own themselves, because you know why? When women are aligned with the truly are, they feel they are in flow, and actually they feel less competition. Not because there isn't, but when you own who you are, you are not scared about the competition, because everybody owns their own space. Yeah, maybe there are, competitors or rivals that they are not really good competitors. But if you are in a group where you own your space and the others, you respect the other space, I think there is no prima donna. There is space for everybody in that room.
Yes, absolutely. And I always trust like the right people go to the people who are meant for them, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Like not everybody's right for everyone. And like people have got to be okay with that, haven't they? That
Yes.
their message is gonna and who they are will attract a specific type of person and not others. And that's 100% fine and exactly as it should be, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Now you're
But
rich. Sorry, carry on.
no, and the authenticity, even if it's been for such long time and still is maybe a buzzword, but still we crave for authenticity. Because I read somewhere else saying that love is really the feeling that attracts other people, but authenticity is more powerful. I think it's 4 times more powerful than love. Not because love is on the second, but because when you're authentic, it's like a magnet. People are so attractive from, yes, a love story is nice, it's everything, but authenticity is so powerful. So even if it's a buzzword, especially maybe in marketing, but still the human beings are looking for authenticity. So what can save us in this mad world we're living, especially with AI now, we will feel what is authentic. Is, breaking your mask. And that is the savior. So please, everybody, let's try. It's hard because the majority of people think that when you are authentic, you are vulnerable. Authenticity doesn't mean that you have to say all your stuff, your personal stuff. People are scared about that. Authenticity means say the truth within you. First of all, when is, asked for, or when is not asked for and you want to make your point, say your truth. That is your standing point. That is authenticity. It's not, open the window and say everybody all about your story or your personal life. No. Authenticity is saying your truth when it's asked or when you want to make the point because you think what is said out there is not real. So that is, to me, authenticity.
100%. I think a lot of people get that mixed up, don't they? Like they will think that being authentic means that they have to share absolutely everything and blurt everything out. And it's just not that at all. I completely agree with that. And you touched on AI there. I really feel that these days people are just craving human connection more than ever because AI is ever. Is that something that you would agree with? And how do you see that shifting as we move forward?
Yeah, thank you for this question. Actually, I had an event lately, 2 days ago, in Naples, in Italy, and I say that the real AI we really need is authentic identity. What I mean by that, AI is a great tool, but let's make it, real. If you become a slave of AI, that means that you really performing, you are not living. And to me, authentic identity, again, is owning who you are and making sure that it's coming through every action you take. Because it's sometimes we are falsing our identity also in real life. So we think there is this deep fake on a digital world through AI, but actually people can be, fake also in real life. And what I say, now we have two realities we are living, the real world and the digital world. Sometimes, in the real world it's already hard to be yourself 100%. Imagine maybe it's easier instead on digital because you make up a personality and then you dress up like faking it, acting it like an actor can do, and your stage is your social media platform you choose. The point is that so you are faking maybe in the real life, you're faking on digital world, and then you get lost in between and say, "Oh, am I really? And the point is that the fact that there is so much going on and you are getting lost, your identity is what you are, of course, but at core. What I mean by that, when I was doing this event, I was talking about identity starting from the etymology of the word. Identity comes from Latin, means idem. I don't know in English how you pronounce it, but in Latin you say idem, which is spelled I-D-E-M. Idem means the same. So identity, everybody will agree, say, that means that it's the same throughout the life. No, the same is your anchor. So where you start from, and then when everything is happening around you, you don't get lost. And that identity is helping us to not get lost, is our anchor. Because most of the times people say, I don't like to be defined just like a wife or a teacher or businesswoman. I am well beyond that, which is fine. What I think authentic identity is helping you like a compass. So the identity itself is your anchor. And, or let's say your compass in a way, because it's helping you to navigate. Authenticity is actually what is helping you on top of that to make sure that you don't get lost. So you have the navigator and the compass at the same time. And that is really powerful because most of the time thinking identity is something that is the same and you are going to be the same throughout your life. You say, no, I am well beyond that, and I agree with that. But identity is your anchor, is helping you to give you a sort of standpoint, and authenticity is your compass. So that means that wherever you go, yes, of course, you are well beyond your job title, but you need to own it and start from that. It's something that is helping you to navigate your life.
Nice. I love that explanation. So your work with Lex and Fiscal, like obviously that's a very different arena. Mm-hmm. How do you keep the human approach when it comes to something that technical?
Oh, thank you. Well, Lex and Fiscal is tax law firm, so completely different from what I do with WOW. I am a partner and a marketing executive at Lex and Fiscal. Why I'm so excited about this? Because despite is, as you said, very technical, and eventually there is the human element behind any kind of consultancy. So when you think about law and tax, you think is something that is measuring performance. But behind that, you need to think outside the box within the law. And that means really there is a human element, creativity. That means not making up law or making up, your accounts. Is instead making sure that you are within the law and find out the solution. And actually with Lex and Fiscal in 2020, at the time I was managing partner of the firm, I wanted to help women. Actually, thanks to Lex and Fiscal, then WOW, Women of Worth was born, because I wanted to help women during pandemic to have a platform to collaborate and support each other. And I'm really grateful to my partners that giving me the possibility to do so. And I am now helping women with WOW. But what's my work is, Alexa Fiscal with my marketing, is that when we talk about technical businesses, like in finance, is all about performance. But we need to think about, first of all, there are humans behind, when we deal with our clients. There are people that have problems. There are people that there is their lives. They are built a business, and if they are not getting correct, they can be attacked. So there is really an element of looking after affairs. Is not a business element, is a life element. So the work that I'm trying to do with Lex Fiscal, and I really love, is showing the human element of the professionals, that they have personality beyond being professionals, and make sure that there is someone that understand, because empathy means understanding, but if you are too sympathetic, means that you are not doing good job for your clients. So you need to be empathetic, understanding, making sure that they feel that you understand them, but it's like a mother or a father that wants the best for their children. So be empathetic, but take a solution for them to, even if I need to pull your hair to make sure that you are not drowning, this is exactly what a lawyer or an accountant to do for their clients.
I love it. I love it. That's what people need, isn't it?
Yes.
Fantastic. So, Marianna, I know that you've got some amazing things coming up. Share what's coming up for you.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited for Lex Fiscal. Actually, next year, we are preparing for the America's Cup in Naples. Naples in Italy is actually my hometown. So there are so many investors and individuals that they are, fun enough, moving to Italy for the last 2 years. Unfortunately, this business climate is not ideal nowhere. But as we were discussing, we are craving for connection. We are craving for a better life. And for a lot of people I'm talking to in the UK and America, they're actually thinking that and feeling that Italy can give a better lifestyle in terms of good food, better weather, and of course, culture, landscapes and everything. So that shows that it's not money really that is making people happy, but a lifestyle that is more human. Of course, Italy is not the best place for tax, but there are so many opportunities now that have been introduced, flat rate tax for millionaires that they invest in in Italy with the flat rate tax at 300k pounds, at 300k, yes, so 300,000 pounds. That is very interesting point for business investors. But as I said, there are also people that want to retire. So that is really what we are working on for expats that want to move into Italy and live over here for business or for personal life. So
that's so exciting.
Yes. So what we are doing, we are putting together a fantastic event. So whoever is interested to know more about Italian tax, will be a fantastic opportunity to come along and be part of it. And more closer, in a month time, I'm in London with I'm partnering with Rimadesio showroom in Wigmore Street. It's an Italian brand which is celebrating their 70th anniversary. It's a family business, but now is global. They do honest something.
Oh.
Their design is Italian design, very minimalistic, but so elegant and warmth at the same time. They started 70 years ago with glass. So they started, in the industry with glass and then working with aluminium, and their product is the one that is really their signature product is the sliding doors, but they do also walk-in closet. And for this reason, we are going to host an event called the Lifestyle Wardrobe Edit. I am the organizer of this event, and with a personal stylist and a brand, we are going to show how to edit a wardrobe for your lifestyle. So.
Oh, fantastic. And how can people find out more about these?
Yeah, they can search, anyway, they can contact me on a WOW website, which is wearewowwomen.com. Is on by invitation only, but we are happy to show the place, so we can book an appointment, and they can. So for the event itself, is by invitation only. But because there is a 70th anniversary, there is possibility also to do a tour of the showroom and see their latest wardrobe, which is something that is going to be also at the Design Week at the end of the month in Milan, so it's a very big event in Milan.
Hey, well, what we'll do is we'll post your links along with this episode, so anybody who's interested, head on over.
Absolutely.
Any final words, Marianna?
Any final words? Well, I would say it's very tough time for everybody, but we need to keep an eye always on our, future in a positive way, because if we get lost, as I said before, we are not going nowhere. So the only resource we can leverage on is ourselves. So let's look after ourselves, making sure that we are eating healthy, doing movement. Movement is so important, because movement is not just for the the aesthetics, but is helping our mind and our energy. So, and when we are moving, our mind is not stuck in the bad things, but is going to focus on the positive things. So this is what I would like to say. Let's look after ourselves and love ourselves.
Yes, what a great point to finish on. Thank you, Marianna. You have been absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much, Lana. Thank you for giving me the chance and the opportunity to share what we do.
Oh, thank you. And to anybody listening, see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.